The London boat community is one of the original long-lasting communities in London. It's a community consisting of over 4,000 people who live on boats across the London waterways. They are a very welcoming community, and as you will see in our documentary, they love the lifestyle they choose. We were just wondering if you could tell me a bit about your experience living in this boat community.
Yeah, it's lovely living on the canal, peaceful. You move, you get sick of your neighbours, you get rid of them, or you move yourself. There's loads of people, more women than men have boats.
It's a very peaceful way of life as opposed to living, in brick and mortar.
We really love it. We first got a boat about 5 years ago, and then I got pregnant, and so we got a bigger boat, and we don't see ourselves coming off the boats anytime soon.
I mean, we both love it, me and my boyfriend, but it's definitely not for everyone. You kind of have to work for your luxury. We have everything. We have hot water, we have a toilet, we have a shower, we have everything, but it's not. Yeah, it's much more work to have your luxury, if that makes sense. So
I would say that living on a boat is a million miles different from living on land. It is more physically demanding, but there is a level of freedom that you could never have being in a residential flat or a house.
And you've got so much freedom moving around. You've got the biggest garden in the world as well. You meet lovely people, very helpful people.
I come from Greece, which is a boat, very boat-orientated country, because we're around the sea all the time. So I've been sailing, so it was sort of the next step for me.
Okay.
And I just felt cheated by the London real estate system, where you just have to pay so much to live, and this is a cheap alternative with a little funny twist to it. So I thought there's nothing to lose.
Most people leave a lot of stuff on their roof, and coal and diesel and logs and stuff like that. So it's okay.
And never had a bad experience with people in the boat community as well. It just seems like a really open, calming place as well. Yeah.
It's a bit of a roller coaster, with a lot of downs where you're like, shit, that doesn't work, nothing's working, I just want to bury myself. But then you fix it and do something, and the ups are just amazing. You feel insane when you get running water again, for example. You start valuing stuff like that as well.
You have your disasters. Things go wrong. When things go wrong, goes wrong bad, you know what I mean? Really bad. But mostly it's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, you get through things. Yeah. The hardest thing is getting people to do jobs for you. When things do go wrong. You can't find... There's lots of plumbers advertised for boating, but you try getting hold of one, or an electrician, and then you can't find anybody. But you live with it, and things heal themselves eventually.
I've been involved in the community for 3 years, and it's been really good. It's been really great. It has its ups and downs. Can be a always hands-on job, which is good if you know what you're getting into. A lot of people look at it as a romantic idea of living on a boat, but it comes with a lot. It comes with a lot of issues, like the storms or mooring, for instance, as well. I know a Canal River Trust, and people are accommodating more to rowers, which is making it difficult for people to moor, because it's going to be blocked off now for people living on board. So it makes it challenging. It's a very beautiful life, but it comes with its challenges, like everything else.
I'd say that more than anything else, working and living on a boat requires a lot more consciousness than anything else. You always have to be aware of your consumption, your usage. You can't wake up first thing in the morning and expect the heating to be on. So you're going to have to get used to cold mornings in the winter, and you still have to start work at 9 o'clock or be at work for 9 o'clock. So again, you have to plan ahead. Always planning ahead.
You have to move around. Everywhere you moor on the towpath has a limit. So you'll either have 24 hours, 7 days or 2 weeks. Unless you have issues, breakdowns, etc., you get in touch with our governing body, CRT, and you request extended stay.
they have various demonstrations. We've been on one that's like boats of homes to say that these are our homes, so we should have rights and all this stuff. But
they class it like a car. It's a shackle. It's not a home, but the homes, because there's so many people live on them. We know families that live on them. That have babies on them. And it's just, I think it's great that they do that. It's a fantastic way of life for a little one. But the government don't actually see it like that. And Canal and River Trust, well, they're being a bit awkward anyway.
On Saturday the 26th of March 2022, hundreds gather on the grassy fields of Regent's Park, London. When the clock strikes 2, the masses will morph into a herd. The herd will launch into a carefully orchestrated march, embedded in the streets of London. If you could tell us a bit about the protest and what's going on here?
Yeah, it's just trying to stop sort of canal gentrification, basically, trying to stop them trying to make the canal just like the rest of the city, like horrible and modern and stuff. And sort of make them revalue the places as homes, not just like fucking their sort of commodity. But if you think about it, I think if they do reevaluate the things, I think the value that canals and the whole canal life gives to London is such an asset for tourism and for like everything. I think it makes London so unique, and I think if they take that away, it's going to be they're going to lose more than we do.
Places that you previously could stop have now got permanent fancy shop boats in and things like that are making it harder and harder to find space in central London. So I think it's sort of about this sort of not forcing people out of central London, when boats are often very much used by developers to show that an area is sort of interesting and glamorous, and they use us to market the area to bring in money, and then once they've built fancy flats, then push people out.
They're trying to take away 550 of these shared common ownership kind of shared spaces, basically, that we all rely on in order to live. If we can't have these spaces, a lot of people with children, or kids who go to primary, different schools and that kind of stuff, disabled people, it very much restricts their lifestyle in a way that it's almost like taking away aspects of people's homes if it's equivalent to living on land. They're just taking these things away under the name of safety, but there's been no shared risk assessments with us or anything around this kind of thing. So it really is just a very kind of treating us like children or something. It's pathetic, but it's real livelihoods and people's lives. Every single day of their lives are at stake with these decisions.
So what are you hoping to achieve then through the protests, and if the government or the people in charge could help, what do you think they could do?
Well, I think the protest means a lot because it's giving bringing the voice to the streets and showing our numbers and showing our commitment to how do you say it, disobey if we have to protect our way of living, because it is a way of life that should be protected, and I think everyone here today is here to fight to support that, because our way of life is under attack a little bit, and not even a little bit, I would say our way of life is under attack, and yeah, we're fighting to keep it that way.
Freedom to travel, freedom to move, hands up our homes, play by the law. 3, 4, where are we supposed to go? 5, 6.
Tell us a little bit about the boating community and the protests here today.
Basically, the protest here today was to highlight the fact that the Canal and River Trust, the people that run the waterways, are proposing some ridiculous ideas to ultimately get rid of our way of life and all the way a lot of boaters are living at the moment.
The boating community, is here out in force today, just to protest against all these new restrictions that are going to impact our lives massively. The extra cost, extra hassle, just moving us out of London, just changing the whole way we live our lives. So that's why we're here, making some noise, trying to be heard.
They're like making it more difficult for people due to the fact that there's not as much more in space in the City of London, and a lot of people are getting pushed out when they might have jobs, etc. So that makes it difficult for people who live on the river, and it's been tough for some people, tougher than others. It's been tough.
The way I've found how to live in central London is to buy a boat and live on that. And now that's getting threatened. And now that could be something that I might not be able to afford. Or thousands of people in the same position as me. And it just makes me really, really angry that there are people out there that want to try and take that away.
This Canal Trust thing is not just about what's happening here today. As people are defending their lives, that's what's happening here today. There's a lot of young people here with these MBA, and they can't afford to move into flats in London. It's too expensive for them. Yeah. And now they find a place to live that's reasonable. Because it's still expensive. You still have to buy your boat. But the thing is, now they want to kick us out. So once you find your place, then they say, no, you're not welcome here no more. And this is the way they're trying to push things. So, we're going to stand and make a stand against the system and say, kiss my ass.
Good luck. Thank you, Tristan.
Cool.
Take care.
Cheers, man.
Have a good one. London boat dwellers inhabit the rich veins of this city, yet are being targeted by the Canal and River Trust organisation, who are stripping away their facilities and forcing boaters out of the city. A purge is in effect,